Dun, 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 dun.
There have been plenty of HBO Max same-day release films that I knew, like, from the minute I saw the trailer, like, oh, this is going to be good. Or maybe I knew from the title already. Some, though, have really interested me based on a title and their lack of information. That much being a great descriptor for Malignant. That's really how I felt. I mean, I thought the logo looked cool. I gotta admit, for those of you who are familiar with the game, Darkwood kind of looks similar in the logo structure. And again, this is like Darkwood, a horror project. Oh, this is a film and not a video game. But it's got James Wan's name attached. Now, James Wan, I have heard how much about him from the horror aspect. I have a really hard time, though, judging. Okay, I saw Aquaman. He's a very capable director. But I won't watch any of his horror movies to find out. I mean, I'm trying to find one that I can, but all the films I've seen, like I've explained so far with horror films, I have a lot of conditions going in. As a Christian, I'm not a big fan of the occult emphasis that's taking place, especially like with the supernatural and demons and stuff like that. You can tell a good horror film without needing to go down that route. But again, it's very popular these days, and I'm kind of averse to it as a Christian. I don't find it entertaining. I find it way too realistic. And then on top of that, I don't tend to do a lot of films with that much gore. And it kind of, that flows outside of the horror genre. But, I mean, now, I consult plenty of content reviews ahead of time of horror films to know what I'm getting into. But with James Wan movies, again, I've heard he's a very capable director in this arena. I just don't want to see any of the films that he's made so far because, like, Insidious, The Conjuring, those are all about demons. So let's see what we have here with Malignant. I have hopes for it. Let's take a look and see, though. It's got a really strong synopsis. This is according to IMDb. Madison is paralyzed by shocking visions of grisly murders, and her torment worsens as she discovers that those waking dreams are in fact terrifying realities. So sort of, again, like a horror film trapped in almost like a dream state. They say grisly murders. I hope we don't always see evidence of that, at least the byproduct of. But James Wan's name is attached. It's at least like a horror thriller film. Let's see how this is. I don't want to be too judgmental, but again, I'm just telling you my background here from I'm coming from the James Wan horror movies. We're going to watch this first, and we're going to talk about more like condensed stuff. I was watching the video together. Although I've been curious ever since that poster dropped. I'm like, oh, this looks good. Okay. It looks very strong at least. Here we go. Let's give it a chance.
I'm having visions.
Oh, look at that. It's making a CGI. Oh, that looks great. And the rotating camera is a nice touch. Is this like, what's that movie? Lights Out?
Dr. Florence Weaver was found brutally murdered in her home.
I don't know, the way the assailant came in the background kind of reminded me at least of that one shot. I never saw the film. I saw enough clips to judge that.
I'm seeing things. I'm seeing murders as they're happening.
Hello?
And
everyone's like, oh my goodness, this will be good. His name's attached.
Someone from my past.
Oh, yeah, he did do Saw. There's another one I've not been too enthused by, and that was for the murder side of it.
You before you joined our family.
Well, that one involves torture, too.
In a way that I can't even imagine.
Stop saying that.
Maddie, who are you talking to?
Gabriel.
Is he your imaginary friend? Imaginary?
He's the devil.
I hope not. Oh, maybe to a kid he is. Ooh.
Whatever it was.
It's back. He killed again. He's getting closer.
That feels like a she to me, but okay. Well, I guess maybe guys can have long hair too, but it kind of looks like a girl. They really spend some money here, though. That was actually kind of good.
He's coming for me. Who are you, Gabriel?
I remember that teaser from the same day releases promos for HBO Max, but that looks really strong. So what is Gabriel? I mean, maybe... I hope it's not a demon. Because she kind of says, like, he's the devil. I hope not. But I'm thinking, like, almost like the name Gabriel kind of reminds you of the angel in the Bible. Although this is not, again, I hope we're not going there. Like, oh, Gabriel from, the New Testament was sort of this imaginary friend. Nah, I don't believe that. I think it's a different character. I'm just kind of teasing. But I see the similarity there. I hope it's not... I hope it's not, like, demon-based. I think the imaginary... See, if you have, like, an imaginary friend, you don't necessarily need to go down the demon supernatural route. I understand, again, this is like pretty familiar territory for James Wan in that space. I'm just kind of like, I don't care to see that type of story. But by and large, this film looks really good. I love the darker aesthetic. I really do. Obviously, because again, it's been decolorized a bit. But it's very blue, very black, very sinister. I do really like the look of the film. And the CGI looks very impressive. So you're trying to create this image of like a transformation in a dream state, essentially. Like, you're living in this reality, but then we need to go back to this reality through, the visual. And they do that very well. I mean, again, I love the way it just kind of sifts through different images. So then you go from, like, for example, you bring up, like, the back of the room, and it transforms to, like, an open door. It looks great. I mean, I think also the rotating camera helps out a lot creating that visual. Because you really do get a nice, big, round... vast atmosphere to understand, like, this is all happening in this dream state. It kind of makes the room feel larger, and it really does make the movie feel like, it's taking place over a much larger space, even though, again, it's taking place in a small house. Now, I look at Gabriel, and I thought for a minute, like, this looks like a female apparition. Did I call it that? I don't know. We'll see. It looks good, though. It looks very strong. I mean, again, I will be consulting reviews ahead of time, be like, I hope it's not a demon. I hope it's not going into the whole supernatural thing. You don't need to go there. It looks good either way, actually, at least from a presentation standpoint. I hope I'll be able to watch it. But again, my convictions might supersede my desires in this case. But from what I saw from the trailer, yeah, it's piqued my curiosity, just like the poster did, just like the title did, just like the little clip from the HBO Max same-day releases did. This is like a very strong horror release. Although you're not going to bring me... I get, like, with the affiliation of, it's James Wan. He did Insidious, The Conjuring, and Saw. None of those titles are going to bring me in. I'm not a big torture person, and The Conjuring and Insidious, nah. I mean, I did cover The Curse of La Llorona on this channel, but that was before I knew it was a Conjuring movie. It was like, well, no one told me that one was. No one told, I think, anybody that one was. Everything, like, from the producers of The Conjuring. Well, it's like, well, if I had known that. But, I mean, the trailers look fun. I'm like, I didn't want those videos go to waste, but you're not going to bring me in by telling me, like, oh, yeah, we did all these supernatural projects. I could care less. Or, torture gore fest, like Saw. Okay, what are your guys' thoughts on Malignant? I like the title of this one quite a bit. Let me know down below. Don't forget to get stuff like subscribe to share anything that bell. And until we get to look at more from HBO Max, maybe James Wan in the future. Again, I'll have to see how this one is, going forward. But we'll see. It has a very strong opening trailer. I'll see you guys at what point that happens to be. But for now, thanks for watching this video. I love you guys. Don't love, fellow man. God bless and peace.